It's time to check out the more fun interview of the cast of Varanasi. I reacted to the other interview and SS Rajamouli interview. You can check on the channel. But I was told they are not fun. This is the one that is actually fun. So here am I. And people are saying there were more interviews with IGN and all of that, but I couldn't find any more apart from these. So if there are any, just let me know in the comments. Interestingly, the Collider one almost has 2 million views and this one only has 500,000. I guess they uploaded it first and they got the first interaction. Now if you haven't seen this interview, I'll put the link to it in the description below. Go check it out there. There's a reaction to it, not a substitute. I'll be pausing there, talking, sharing my thoughts. So do note that, and let's hear what all the fun is about for this interview.
What's going on, y'all? It's Liam Crowley with Screen Rant, and I am honored to be here in Hyderabad, India, talking to the stars of Varanasi. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to chat today.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Liam.
Thank you.
This is such a remarkable project. I was blown away by the title reveal event that we had earlier this past weekend. For you guys as the stars of the film, I just kind of want to start broadly. You've been in production for some time now, but how did the level of responsibility that you feel to deliver on a picture like this change once you had that reception from the audience? Mahesh, we can start with you. And we'll
Interesting question.
It was really exciting. I mean, the atmosphere that day was electrifying. And it was so exciting. I mean, waited a long time for that reveal to happen. And yeah, it was so exciting that night. And
I hope this music in the background doesn't give me a copyright issue.
to hear that reception from the fans when they saw the glimpse. I mean, because you wait for that, you wait a long time for that. And it was really...
He just looks so perfect, man. Like, look at him. That was not a good pause, but here. Perfect beard, perfect hair, like his skin, like, looks like, I don't know. He looks so young. I know he's 40 plus. Not a perfect specimen.
Defying for that response, and so excited. And the response we've been getting after that was something I'll always cherish.
For me, I haven't done a Telugu movie in I don't even
Never.
know.
Has she? Before? I think not, right?
But
She hasn't done it before.
I haven't done it.
Yeah.
This is the first time, so I don't know what she's speaking.
It's complicated. But being able to get
Did she do a pan-India film?
having that kind of acceptance from Telugu fans, as you've seen, it's very, very specific to this region, first of all. That level of love and affection is something very unique to this region. And for me to get that kind of reception from them was really wonderful individually. And then eventually to see the reaction of the movie once the first look came out and once our characters were revealed and the name was revealed and the title was revealed, just from people across the world, the anticipation for the movie and the kind of love and affection we've got was really, really wonderful, especially so early. That was really mind-blowing. So I'm very excited about when the movie actually comes out, what that journey will be like.
Like usually things like this happen when the film is up for release.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen when you...
Things kind of similar which we heard in the first interview till now. Hopefully the other questions are a little bit different.
announce the title of the film or the first glimpse. So it was very unique what happened.
Prithvi?
I don't think as actors we can start thinking of our responsibility as one that is to be delivered to the audience. I think our responsibility primarily would be to deliver to the director's vision and to the written word. But that, given the fact that Mr. S.S. Rajamouli's vision is always so big, can be intimidating at times. So I think it's very important for us to break it down. Break it down into each moment that we have to deliver as actors. And make sure that our conviction stays with each of those moments. Having said that, now that we have been filming for Varanasi for 10 months, we have now...
10 months. And they said they have only done 40%. So that means they're gonna take... Okay, let's do the calculation. If 40% is equal to 10%, so how much X is equal to 100%? So 100 into 40 and X into 10. So X is equal to 40... Not 40, wait. 40?
क्या कर रहा है यार तू? तो मजाक है क्या?
40, yeah, 40 into 100 above 10. So 0 cancelled. So 40 into 10, 400.
क्या बोला तूने?
So total amount 100% is no X is 100 months, 400 months. No, I'm doing something wrong. This I'll cut all this. So if 40% took 10 months, so 100% will take how many? Oh, I did the opposite X. So 40x, so we'll do cross. 40x is equal to 10 into 100, which is x is equal to 1000 over 40. So 4 25. So x equal to 25 months. So the total they'll take 25 months, out of which 10 is done. So 15 months more, which is 1 year and 3 months.
Goddamn right.
A bit of maths I still know. So let's continue.
Sort of started, wrapping our heads around the totality of what we've been making, and it's truly awe-inspiring. It is truly, even for Mr. S.S. Rajamouli, this is a wild swing, and it's great to see how it's all.
And that's actually good to hear that he's still pushing and not settling. Okay, I can make this again. I'll try to recreate what I've already done before. He's now pushing like that too exponentially. That again graph, right? It's not like one step, one step. No, if I could do this, now let's double triple all that
coming together. And it's incredible to see that this filmmaker has thought of this, and he also has thought of the method, the process, and the approach to make it possible. And we are all just instruments in making sure that that vision finally comes to life. And what is truly gratifying as an actor is that given the scale and the ambition of what is being pulled off here, even in the midst of that process, the primary center of attraction and attention for Mr. S.S. Rajamouli is always the actor. I always keep thinking to myself, when you're doing such a big film, it is so easy for a filmmaker to slowly slip away from the actor and make sure that it is about the canvas, the backdrop, the setups, and everything. Even with all that being so giant, there has never been a single moment as an actor where I have felt that the focus is not on the actor. And there is a lesson there. There is a lesson there both for filmmakers and for actors. And I'm so privileged to be part of what is happening.
Performances are
man, the way he articulates everything. Wow.
the key to any good story. Mahesh, specifically coming to you, I have solo questions for all of you, but Mahesh, I was reading that this collaboration between you and SS has been in the works for up to 15 years. You guys were having conversations very early on. Was the Varanasi story always the story that you two were going to come together?
No. So, he's never discussed the story with me at all. So we were supposed to work for the past 15 years. And after he finished Triple R, he took a year off. He wasn't discussing anything with me. So I was wondering what was happening. And then after Triple R, after a year, he calls me to the office and he narrates the script, Varanasi, to me. And it just blew my...
So 1 hour as in the year 2022, right? 2022. You're supposed to release it in 2021 and then COVID happened and then they delayed, right? Yeah, 2022. And then a year after that. So 2023, 4, 5, 6. Okay, makes sense.
Mind away, like Prithvi sir was saying. The entire story, it was unlike anything what SSR attempted before. And the span of the film, it was an action, adventure, mythology, time travel, all these things. And so
he has left out a lot of things out there.
I'm his biggest fan, and it was so exciting for me that he was going to come up with a film like this, and I'm taking the lead of this film. And yeah, I was a bit nervous initially because it is very intimidating, but he took me through the process beautifully. And now I'm really enjoying it.
I'd like to hopefully after the film is out, they put out a video of how he narrated it, like not the whole narration, but like just the absurdity of just listening that how that's what he can pull off, right? That's the quality he has, that the most absurdist ideas makes no sense, like anyone would never make anything like this, right? Listening to this, but he's Rajamouli. That's what he has achieved, that your imagination cannot be limited and you can think like crazy stuff and you can pull it off. That's the more important thing.
Really enjoying myself.
Yeah, the fans are very excited. Jai Babu, it's a movement that I was foreign to when I first got here, and now just all of my comments on social media, Jai Babu, Jai Babu. It's
you have no idea.
amazing. Yeah, no, everyone just so many messages. Really quickly to stay with you, I mentioned this to you when we first met. How do you stay grounded through all of this? Like the level of attention on you as an actor
it's
is
basically the culture in I think Telugu cinema, even Malayalam cinema. I think our culture is not only me, even I would say a lot of my fellow actors also. They're all very, very grounded here. And I think even in Bollywood, if I dare say, most of them.
I don't know. Like the whole point of Stardom is something Bollywood has created in a sense. The whole buzz. Oh, he's a star, and we have seen so many stars fall also. In that period. So, do I think Bollywood stars of their caliber are grounded? Nah, I don't think so. Depends on your, I think, definition of grounded also, right? Like, are they like how, like, I don't see Telugu Malayalam stars, walking out in different outfits and, expensive outfits and, expensive bags and shoes and, paparazzis taking pictures. And maybe that's a culture Bollywood has created and they have to now try to, follow it, but I don't see them. I guess that's a lot of ads. Maybe in the region specific they do a lot of ads, but at national level that's something. Even when I visited Hyderabad many times, I've not seen big hoardings of a lot of actors, and even that they are normally dressed. So the glamour quotient of it, the show off of different cars and bikes and all of those things is, yeah, I don't see. Maybe there are a few of them, but I don't see it outright. Everyone doing that. Whereas Bollywood, there are few who don't do it, and that's why they are known. It's the opposite there. So yeah, that's my thought on that.
So I think
Indian cinema has fandom, and by Indian cinema, I'm talking about all three of our backgrounds so far. The level of love and affection and I would say attention that you get it's unprecedented. You don't see that now, having worked abroad. You don't see that anywhere else in the world. It's very specific to Indian cinema and Indian fans, and I think that we've all been very, very blessed to see that. But also Mahesh's fandom here is insane. So they're so lovely and they've been so welcoming to both of us as well. So
I saw that fans were using the original working title of SSMB 29, superstar Mahesh Babu's 29th film. Like it's wild.
I really thought it's SS for Rajamouli and MB for Mahesh Babu.
But it's really wonderful to see how grounded you are throughout it all. Priyanka, coming back to you, this is a bit of a homecoming for you. You made some films overseas. I was saying to you when we first met, I really enjoyed Heads of State, yourself, Idris Elba, John Cena. Coming back to now Indian cinema, do you feel like you've changed at all as an actress? Do you feel like you've taken some lessons from productions you did overseas and brought them here to Varanasi? And if not, do you feel yourself shifting back into a mindset you had before going overseas?
Yes, I think that the culture of filmmaking is very different in Hollywood versus how we work in India, and you have to pivot your brain. So I can divide my brain into two.
I think that's very clear from her way of speaking English right now and otherwise. And like you would assume, like hearing that accent, you're like, oh, now she has totally turned into an American and always talking like this. But on Kapil Sharma show, I was like, it felt like she never left. The way she talked, it was so off like her how she used to be before going. So it feels like yes, she can easily do that division.
I don't think there is a world in which you bring lessons from there here or vice versa. I think you have to immerse yourself into, and I believe anyway, an actor's journey is through a director's vision, whether it was Ilya in Heads of State or any other work that I've done abroad.
Actually, Heads of State I saw and it's a fun film. She has a good part in it.
Filmmakers in Hindi cinema or Telugu cinema, I think you just have to go into every film set with the originality of whatever you're going to receive from that set. But I'm so happy to be coming back and making this movie in India, because if there was any way to come back into Indian cinema, it was this. So I'm just really grateful to have a wonderful part and to be able to work with stalwarts like these two. But
I guess like there's another film called Gile Zara for her, which maybe then they have met and talked about it. So she was gonna do that and it just get postponed. But I guess anything apart from that wouldn't have made her come back. Like it had to be like a big project like this to have her like, yes, I want to come back and make this movie.
Also, Rajamouli sir, who's a visionary like we've never seen before.
It doesn't get bigger than the story.
It's also interesting that her career, like she has got a good amount of limelight in Hollywood with the like the show she did and the movies she has done, but not that level and scale. But actually in right now, how much SS Rajamouli is in demand and his films are being watched, the exposure she'll get doing this film, and if this film goes all out and becomes a big hit across the globe, this film will give her more coverage and the awareness and spread across the globe than anything else he has done before.
Like this, Prithvi, the responsibility on you as an actor in this project is pretty massive in the sense of you are positioned as our antagonist. We haven't seen much aside from the character poster that's flashing as I ask this question here. Yeah. What can you tease about your characterization of your character? Is this a completely black and white villain, or are there some shades of gray that we're operating with here?
I don't think anyone in this film is completely black and white, and that's the beauty of all the character arcs that exist within this particular narrative. But having said that, yes, I play the antagonist in the film, but what is so interesting about Kumbha is the fact that it truly is one of the most unpredictable characters that I've ever listened to. Even while narrating the film to me the first time, every time there was a beat for this character's arc, it wasn't something that I expected. It just kept getting...
Okay. I hope the film, like, whenever I hear such things, right, from actors and all, as first of all, I don't like too many interviews and things and hearing a lot of about behind the scenes and things like that before the film, because just kind of like creates expectations, and which if the film doesn't fulfill, then you feel like, array, what was this, and that you're not impressed by it. But I guess for this, like, this is a huge film and it makes sense to hear because we don't know anything much, apart from some visuals and some understanding of time travel. We don't have any idea. And knowing it's, Rajamouli, like, I trust him that he would have done something unique. And like, it's really hard, villains have been done for so long, like good villains. Like, I think the only thing is that they should feel human, or like in terms of Joker, right, from the Dark Knight. That cat is so out there, like so not human, right? It's more of an idea, which is chaos. That's what made that character, which has no, attachments, no backstory. We have no idea what the character is, what his past is. And that made it very appealing, the way they committed things, and that he doesn't have any, he's not doing it for money, he's not doing it for fame. Like, his objectives are so different. And he stands on that. He doesn't, let it shift away according to situation. I think a lot of time what happens is a lot of villains, their objectives or, their actions change because the villain has to come out on top. That's where things don't land for me. But if most of the time is if the villain, you can see the human behind the villain, that's what grounds it and makes it more engaging.
I think it's heading to one direction and then suddenly you realize, no, it's going somewhere else. And that truly makes this character very, very engrossing and something that really strikes you as an actor, that is really tempting as an actor. And the sheer unpredictability of what this man does forms the fulcrum of multiple plot points through the story. And
that's good. So basically, he is the driving point of. That's what most adventure films is like. Kind of villain is the one who's driving the plot ahead.
That someone like Mr. S.S. Rajamouli saw my face in this character and reached out to me and asked me if I'd be willing to do it. And like I spoke on stage for the launch function, pretty much every actor I think will have an S.S. Rajamouli film on his or her bucket list. But to be playing Kumbha in an S.S. Rajamouli film is truly a blessing. I just hope, like I said, more than anything, I'm able to deliver and I'm able to live up to his vision of what the character is like.
You had the quote of the weekend. You said the audacity of the imagination when it came to this story. That's the tagline for the film, if I've heard one before, right? Just in terms of the scope of
audacity.
Yeah, so it's like I said, I think people most times associate scale with budgets and the size of the visual or the grandness of the canvas. But true scale is actually the scale of the imagination. And if you believe that is true scale, that I do, cinema cinema, I don't think, can get much bigger than this, because what he's imagined, what he's thought of,
Yeah, it's wild.
is just
Yeah, the hashtag Globetrotter that was being used in anticipation of this event, it feels kind of twofold in the sense of this story spans multiple regions of the globe, but also the goal is to get this in front of as many eyeballs from as many countries as possible. Priyanka, for you specifically, you have a lot of colleagues in American cinema now. I mentioned to you when we first met, I was at the Jonas Brothers Christmas premiere. I got to see you and your husband in that film at the very end. Have you already started to see the positive word of mouth from those countries, America, the UK, after that trailer was released? Does it start to feel like this is going to be that global event?
Yeah, I do see there's so much interest in people who are being introduced to this world, people who may have followed my work and not known. But there's just such a curiosity, like all over my timeline are people from across the globe who are getting an insight and are so excited and following the movie, and now also discovering all three of our individual work or our body of work that has been Indian cinema, which was really interesting for me. People were like, what? Who are these?
I think she's an outstanding actress. Like, she was the best actor, a female actor in the Indian cinema at the time she was here, and then she left. I don't know what happened, but yeah. So her caliber is, I don't think any Hollywood film has able to capture that. Like, her potential is so much, and Hollywood, I think, has failed to really use that. Maybe they see her differently, like, I don't know, but yeah, her caliber is next level. So I hope this film kind of shows that at a grand scale.
Guys, what have they done? And that was really fun for me to see.
Very cool. Mahesh, I was reading too, you had quite the intense physical preparation for this role. Began back in January of 2024 in Germany. Can you walk me through what the physical preparation for your role in this film was like?
It's, the whole of last year, I mean, we went into prep, and so I would say, I think he took me through the process. I would say, that was the prep more than anything else, and so he made me more comfortable, I would say. And yeah, so for what Sir would do is he would, like, there would be a lot of rehearsals, we wouldn't go to, like, we keep discussing constantly that we are actually spoiled in this set.
Oh yeah, no one does this. It's the worst.
So when you rehearse for any scene, so you do a lot of rehearsals for the scene, and then you go to set, and then the scene becomes very easy when you perform.
It's not even just rehearsal. I want to kind of break it down. He shoots the rehearsal. He shoots it with his cinematographer exactly like so this line will be a close-up, this line will be a wide shot. So everyone knows exactly what you're doing by the time you get to set. So we're never at a point where you're unaware. And most of our major scenes, we've shot and edited the scene with just us in track pants or whatever in our casual clothes, just, in a studio. So, but we know exactly what we're doing, which, like, a lot of times you don't have the privilege to do, to shoot your rehearsals.
So he has a process, he has a method to it, So when I was, for instance, I played Lord Ram in this film, and whoa. Okay, that was out. Kind of rumor, because there were rumor that like Ranbir Kapoor may play Lord Ram in the film, like kind of a connection, and he's kind of becomes the image of Lord Ram. So movies coming in the same timeline, so not timeline as in the same time frame in the real world, so let's use that. So I guess that's not the case. So when you're playing that character,
and we can say that now.
Yes,
your character. I was hesitant to bring this up because I saw it on the internet, but I was like, is this
it's out in the open?
Okay.
So it's very important that your posture has to be, you have to get it right, the way your character walks, the way he stands, and so he wanted to nail that. And so the whole of last year, I was prepping for that.
That's very interesting. I wonder if it's just gonna be like a silhouette, not silhouette as in just a frame of him, and with the Lord Ram will have dialogues, and because that's a very tricky thing, because now you're changing things. If it's a movement from Ramayana that happens exactly, then it's fine. But if you change there, like you're adding your own material into Ramayana which never existed, that becomes very in this time we live in, it can go anywhere. I know he'll pull it off perfectly. I trust in SSR, but that could be little, I don't know. Like already, like, after the launch, what all happened. If you don't know, check it out. Already there are multiple cases. So like if you do something like that, then it can go anywhere. That's what I want to say. But maybe no, I don't think they do that. It's just gonna be a movement from Ramayana, and in the background there are things happening which are related to the film.
For 2 months or 3 months, we had to go take Kalari classes. Kalari is a very intense form, so would know it. It's a very Kerala form of martial arts.
I also know it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I knew it's calories. Yes, it's from your land.
So when you go through that, and then there were these. Your body kind of opens up.
I've noticed, like in the interview also, like Mahesh Babu, when he's talking, no interruptions. Don't like distract him. Don't say anything. Like some people can ignore that, some people cannot.
And it's very easy to get into these postures. And then he wanted to change my running technique, so I trained with track and field team for 6 months, and there were only 2 shots in the film, by the way.
Attention to detail.
That's the kind of commitment I was willing to make for this film. But it was, like I said, I was having fun. And when you're in that mindset, and it's fun, and you don't look at it as hard work. And so I would just go to the office, hang out with the team, do my athletic practice, do the Kalari practice. It was like a form of a workout. And I love working out, and someone here doesn't love working out, but it's fine.
I don't understand the shots that are coming at me. What did I do to you today?
But yeah, so a lot of people think that the prep is going on, like some kind of intense workshops are going on. But no, this was the kind of stuff we were doing. And then he would give me these European sculptures where where the postures would be there. So I would have these nailed all over my study room, and I would get into these postures and get out of these postures, and I would have it in my mobile phones. And I remember walking. We went to Germany for a holiday with my family, and I was walking in a street, and I suddenly subconsciously got into a posture. And then there were a couple of foreigners walking, and they were looking at me like, "Is this guy all right?" So I'm like, then I noticed it, and I'm like, okay, fine, and I just walked.
Muscle memory, it's a real thing.
It's like it's crazy. You walk and then you're just getting into this posture. But then I didn't realize it then. Now when we're shooting, when he instructs me, when he says, "Mahesh, I want you to stand like this, stand tall." It's just so easy to pick that up because I went through that entire process last year.
That's like workshopping, right? Like you develop tools, basically like acting tools where that, okay, I need that thing now. Which you have learned now, do that in the scene, from A to B, you have to go and through that, use this tool to enhance your walk or your figure, and I think that makes so much sense that his filmmaking is so visual. Like Triple R I've seen so many times. Like I literally went to Hyderabad and saw the film in the Devi Theatre, I think. And there were no subtitles, it was in Telugu, and I watched it because I already knew the story. I didn't need to need to know the dialogues. But even I've seen other people's reactions, foreigners' reactions, they don't know the language, they don't know anything. But the film is so visual that within 5 minutes you are into the film. Not even 5 minutes. The starting sequence, you don't need dialogues to understand what's happening. And there are dialogues which are in English only. So within that whole introduction scene of Malli getting kidnapped, that is so simple to understand, straightforward. And from that moment, you are like, oh my God, I want that girl come back to her mother. That's it. Now let's go on this journey. But in that mind, you're like, oh, that girl has to come back. You're already invested into the film. You don't know anything about the character, where they're like, you just don't care. That's a typical human emotion that you understand. A girl is being taken away from her mother, and that too in such a racist way, So you are already rooting for those characters, and then you get into the journey, and again both the heroes are introduced. Again, it's visual. You understand totally visually what's going on, and then there are little context you need to understand more better. But yeah, it's like first 20-25 minutes are totally into the film. There's no going away like, oh my God, I don't follow what's happening, it's so bored. Like nothing like that. You're totally into it.
And because he knows his stuff, there's a method. And I find it so easy now. I'm actually spoiled now. So I'll find it tough when I move out of this project.
He keeps saying that.
And maybe that's a thing that all the other actors face when they leave a S.S. Rajamouli film. The Rajamouli curse that after doing his films, like it's because there's no other director who can match that, right? Either you don't do those big films, you go for smaller films after that. I think that's a good way to go. Like, don't go for the big high budget action because you are pulled off. Like maybe both Ram Charan and NTR's films didn't work after Triple R, and maybe that's the reason, because you like Rajamouli took it to such a next level of how to make a film, and no other can even match it. And that's why the product what we see is not up to the mark.
So many times
I keep saying it.
That you're spoiled?
Yeah, when you finish this film, then I move on to my next film. I mean, there won't be rehearsals because nobody does
that too. I was like,
so I'm going to be asking for rehearsals.
Yeah.
Your poor next producers, my God.
Level of preparation.
No, but when you look at it, it's actually a very simple, easy method to shoot films.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Especially when you're shooting so many action sequences. When you rehearse and then go to set, it becomes very easy. I mean, the chances of you getting injured are very less. And the entire process is very easy, if you ask me.
Yeah, it makes the execution all the much more easier.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up here, I have a group question for you all, but Priyanka, one of my colleagues at Screen Rant, Fariba, she's an editor on our site. She's a massive fan of your Indian productions. And so for starters, I wanted to ask if this film represents your coming back to Indian cinema. And if so, she was saying Dawn 3 and the Krish films.
Oh my God.
There's more on the table in both of those franchises. Are those things that you're interested in?
Interesting question.
I can talk about either of them at all.
Okay.
but
Then there's something happening.
Yeah.
Then there's something happening.
You've just spoken a lot.
no.
Just gave it away.
No, not at all. But exciting times ahead. And yes, this is the first one that I'm doing after like almost 6 years in India, and just coming back and within the culture of it, like my favorite part, and I think she might enjoy this, was, getting to dance again. I haven't done that in any of my Hollywood productions. I was
Another Oscar incoming?
really excited to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's a huge part of Indian cinema, of course, is the choreography aspect.
Yeah, so if I can say this, so when she was on board for this film, she had a call with Sir, and she's like, I'm so excited, and I really want to dance, and because when Nata won the Oscar, so she's like, I want to really dance. And so I was like, okay, don't worry.
I haven't danced in such a long time, and as a Hindi film actress, that's something, as a Hindi film actor, that's something that was a big part of it. So I told Sir, I was like, I would request you that I have to be able to dance in this movie. And unfortunately for Mahesh, he had to do it too. Wasn't very happy with me making that request.
Yeah, but it was tough, and she was rehearsing, and it's like, don't complain, girl. You asked for this. It was like,
yeah, but I didn't think that the steps would be what they turned out to be.
Well, the anticipation is right for whatever you got cooking.
She has done a Bansali film. I think how mad that guy is with his filmmaking and the dance scenes and every little thing, I guess she would not have been finding it too hard.
That department. I'll wrap with this, guys. Again, I could talk about this film all day, but so much is shrouded in secrecy. For that reason, though, SSR is a filmmaker that has already started to expand across a global audience. The RRR press tour was something that I've never seen before from a foreign film, so to speak. For this film specifically, and Prithvi, we can start with you. What about his vision for this project is the one that's going to reach all these different global audiences?
Oh, we are aiming for the sky. Make no mistake. This is S.S. Rajamouli's most ambitious film. And that automatically means this is Indian cinema's most ambitious film to date. And
that is true. Like, you can say Ramayan is budget-wise and scope-wise, and yes, maybe in competition. Budget-wise, of course, they have gone next level with it. But maybe considering like creating your original film, like not Ramayan or original, but it's based on, like, if you give Ramayana nominated for a Oscar, it will be adapted screenplay where you're adapting Valmiki's Ramayana, right? But this is like Varanasi creating your own fictional story around maybe mythology and different things which you may adapt. But originally the narrative is very much yours.
When we are trying to attempt something on that scale, our responsibility also includes taking the film to the world, and we intend to. We definitely intend to, because we are very proud of what we are attempting here, and judging by what's been happening so far, we're pretty confident that we are on the right track to attain what Mr. Rajamouli has envisioned for this piece of wonderful cinema he's attempting to make. So come the time, when this film releases, we'll for sure take the film to the world, make sure that we speak about it, hopefully meet again, and on that trip we'll be at a lot more liberty to speak way more about the film and the characters. Trust me, there's a lot to say. There is a lot to speak about, and we are looking forward to that. Yeah.
Hopefully they don't speak too much.
I heard about the secrecy on set, a lot of NDAs, a lot of making sure no cell phones, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't carry my cell phone, so, but yeah.
I mean, forget cell phones.
Nobody.
We have spy drones shooting outdoors. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think like there's such an anticipation to this movie, like Prithvi said, that it's because it's Rajamouli sir's biggest undertaking. It becomes India's biggest undertaking and Indian cinema's biggest undertaking. But I'm very excited about being able to travel with this movie around the world, because we also shot this film around the world. So it's like the reason it's called global.
I thought they are also going to Antarctica to shoot, where only 5 films have ever been shot. So that will be fascinating if they do that. And that again, adds to the whole thing of just VFX are too much nowadays and people are getting tired of it. So better, like they went to Africa to shoot a lot of sequences. I think last interview they talked about they have to follow the animals in Africa and they have to shoot that sequences. Like they really did it with real animals. Like, that's what adds to the scale of the film. It's not getting a big studio green screen and then do anything in post-production, which in a sense Ramayana is doing. I just wish it doesn't become like, again, it should not become, it's good looking VFX, but you can tell it's VFX. That should not be the case also.
Globetrotter, and the hashtag was Globetrotter, was because the movie moves around lots of, not just time zones, but also time travel. So it's really fun, and I can't wait to be able to, the press tour, if you were that impressed by that, then I think this will be a lot more fun. I'm excited to be part of it.
So like you said, it's SSR's most ambitious film. And when that... So it's like, you can imagine what it's going to look like.
It feels like a big deal just to be here, just to be talking with you all this early in the stage. 2027 can't come soon enough, but until then, we'll be rewatching the trailer over in the States as many times as possible. Thank you all so much for your time today.
Thank you.
So that was a fun interview. A bit of different questions. He talked about playing Lord Ram. A lot of insights were revealed. We also have a dance sequence that they're doing, and I think again an Oscar is coming because it's gonna be epic. And if the film does travel in that sense, it will become a big chart blockbuster. And one more Oscar, I guess, confirmed. But very, very excited. Don't like to hear too much, but I don't think they revealed too much also, and there's still so much secrecy about the film. We have no idea even what to expect, in a sense, like till a trailer or teaser comes out, like this is Feb and next year April, so one year and 1 year and 2 months is yet to for the release. So I don't think we're gonna get anything before 6 months, maybe a teaser before 6 months, and there are a lot of marketing they have to go about, so it has to be like start 3 months before the release. So next year in Jan, the marketing will take full on, even especially abroad. They have to still tie up with a big production house there for the distribution in US and all. And I think if the film hits big, and Rajamouli said, right, you don't need to know Ramayana and all, like it's gonna be universal in that sense. So I hope that happens. And what Triple R did, like, literally I remember when I saw Triple R in my review, I said, this film can go to Oscars, and everyone laughed at me, and now you know what happened.